We were supposed to read chapters 5 and 6, which are marketing and the promotion chapters in the book. Um, they were both pretty easy reads. I thought they went a lot hand in hand with a lot of the things they dealt with. Um, for chapter 5, the marketing part was really interesting to me. The marketing mix they talked about was the price, the promotion, and the place. The choice of messages and channels of communication with the event audience. They're all really important marketing factors that contribute to event planning because obviously you have to promote in order to get people to the event, which audience is definitely one of the most important things about the event. The three features of service for the marketing that I read were intangibility, inseparability, and variability. I definitely found this part really interesting because it talked a lot about the intangibility or tangible assets, which I actually learned a little bit about in accounting. So I found that really interesting that all these variables play a role into event planning. There was a lot more behind it than what I thought there originally was. You have to deal with like the entertainment, the usher services, levels of services provided by other vendors, etc. I definitely thought the process of event marketing was interesting. It's like a good little guideline to follow by. The first one is establish the features of the product, identify the customers, plan to meet audience needs. So, like establishing features of the product, what you're going to really do, identify customers, what type of audience you're going to reach out to, plan to meet the audience needs, knowing what your audience is going to need at the event, analyze consumer decision making processes, establish price and ticket program, promoting the event, and evaluating marketing efforts. The tickets and everything are definitely important and play a lot more of an important role in the process than I thought they would. Predicting how many people are going to be there, doing the price so that people will actually come. If you have an artist that you're charging $100 a ticket for that's not really well known, you're not going to have an artist. You're not going to have an audience. So there's going to be really no point in the event. You're going to waste all your money on a venue that nobody's going to show up to. So, definitely planning to meet audience needs, I think, is a huge role in it. So that was a lot of really what I got from chapter 5. And then chapter 6, and also the sponsorship. Sponsorship is a huge thing. If you're going to have funding sources, if they're going to want to incorporate their sponsorship into your event in some way. I thought all of that was really interesting and definitely purposeful as well. And then it just gave like a couple of the case studies for marketing events, like the Festival of Arts, Las Vegas Comedy Festival. Those were all really good examples that they gave at the end of the chapter. So yeah, that was about it for chapter 5. And then chapter 6 was more of like the promotion part, planning and a promotional strategy for an event, developing an image. That's definitely important. It's whenever you think of a brand, you think of their image, which perpetuates you to think about the event, I guess, as a whole. If that makes sense, that's how I kind of connected it in my head. Managing publicity and managing public relations. So managing all the media and everything for the event, how you deal with the media, how you deal with the advertising, the publicity, etc., all of your brands. Like I said, I felt like these two chapters went hand in hand a lot. And as far as public relations, it's kind of like the image that you want your brand to present to society or an audience or a group you're wanting to speak out to. Kind of like choosing your audience or knowing your audience. Like you want your brand to speak to a specific category of people and you want to maintain that idea of your brand. What else is in here? I mean, there's a lot of different things for promotions that public relation managers have to deal with. I mean, if people are traveling, they have to do like the travel arrangements, meeting and greetings with these people at the airports, providing transportation, running meetings, supplying meals, supplying events, tours, all of that. So there's a lot that definitely goes into the public relations side for promoting an event. I definitely learned from this chapter that it's important to analyze and understand the needs of the target market or markets. So, like I said, basically identifying your audience and then contributing to their needs and keeping them interested in what you're doing. So you're gonna promote a brand and the target audience that you're going towards, you want to keep them interested and intrigued and definitely satisfy their needs and what they're looking for through your brand. So yeah, that is pretty much what I learned from chapter 5 and 6. Like I said, I felt like they went a lot hand in hand together. I'm actually looking at my notes that I wrote in the book. But yeah. I mean, you definitely want to make sure your image is linked to the event purpose and the theme, that everything's really consistent and you're being really reliable on your event. People are definitely going to look up to consistency and compatibility. I mean, you definitely want to create an event that's going to leave an impact on the audience that's going to the event. So the next time there is another event or your name is associated with the event, it leaves like a good taste in the audience's mouth. I mean, you want to leave them with that wow factor at the end that's going to want them to go to another event or go to another show or go to another festival. I mean, if they have a good time, then they're going to want to keep coming back. So yeah, marketing and promotion is definitely very important in event planning and definitely consists of a lot more than I thought it did. But it's like many aspects of the event planning that I've read in this book that I really didn't know before I started reading. So yeah, definitely interesting reads for chapter 5 and 6. And that is all. Thanks.